Hello, welcome to our next podcast, Breaking the Chains. We have a very special guest tonight, and I'm really excited to introduce him to you. But first, I'd like to introduce you to Leanne. She's one of my youth kids and my co-host for tonight. But this young man that I'm going to introduce to you lives discipline every day. And so I'm very interested to see how he does that and where it's going to take us through our journey and learning about discipline tonight. And so, Scott, tell me a little bit about, let's go back a little ways before we get into all the other stuff. Where was you born and raised at?
So, to be fair, I was technically born in Chicago, Illinois, in the infamous ER hospital, Ward 15. This was a long time ago. And I honestly moved around a lot. I never stayed in one spot. Mother moved around with all the jobs and everything. And one thing led to another. And by the age of 17, I belonged to Uncle Sam. And then I was moving around a lot more that way as well.
Yeah. And so how was the structure in your family back then? I mean, did you have a really good foundation that started your lifestyle of discipline? Or was it sporadic, kind of like my journey? And it just kind of forced you into doing.
So, to be honest, I grew up in a household of control and abuse. There's no other nice or soft way to put it. I had to learn basically how to do what was right through all the wrongdoings.
Yeah.
Growing up, being light-skinned as I was, I had to learn in a different culture to keep my mouth shut. But my biggest problem was I like to ask the question, why?
Yeah.
Biggest thing in school was I always asked why. I'm a scientist. I think philosophy and theologically. So I became a mental danger. And that is why I had a lot of challenges. In so doing, one of my favorite phrases I like to use is, in order to be old and wise, one must be young and foolish. And I was very young and foolish, and I had to learn the hard way for a lot of things. And that is one of the reasons why today, as an adult, I lead by example of what right looks like and what not to do.
Right. And so your school, you moved a lot, so having friends were probably very difficult and challenging throughout the process of...
I was an outcast. The way school worked for me growing up is I did not fit in with the popular kids. I didn't fit in with kids of my own culture. I found the outcasts, the lepers, and they came to me, and I led them along through the ways of elementary, middle, and high school.
Oh, wow. Wow, yeah, it's kind of like me, being, small and very sport-oriented. So I only knew the sports sector of my young age, and so I didn't fit in to a lot of other categories as well. But we found our way, though, didn't we, Scott?
Oh, yes, ma'am, we did.
Well, I was told that you served our country. Thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a huge thing, and we thank you for your service. And so where was you at? In the Army, you say?
I was active Army from 2007 to 2015. I served in many different areas. I was Fort Hood, Fort Benning twice, and I was also served in D.C. I served overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan. I will be brutally honest, I do not remember my Afghanistan tour. Apparently a lot happened, but I don't remember any of it.
Wow.
So I served in 2 wars, which was OIF 08, 09, and OEF 1. OEF 1 was 2010, 2010, 2011 era. So I did a lot in a short amount of time.
Right. Well, I don't know if you've ever heard of Termite Watkins. He is a world famous boxer, and he was just on our podcast recently, and he served in Iraq as well. He went over and trained the first Iraqi Olympic team in boxing, and they won the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
And so we are very familiar about that era and a lot of lives lost and the trauma that you guys must have faced during that Iraqi war. And so, again, we thank you so much for your service. I'm just going to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
So what do you feel about that's most important about serving our country?
So it's one thing to serve with honor. It's another thing to have a moral code. You can't just blindly follow orders. This isn't fascism, Nazi Germany. Obviously, if you are raising your right hand and putting yourself out there, you have to remember what you're doing, why you're doing it, and to keep a moral code throughout of it. You're fighting not only for your country, but you're also fighting for your family. You're trying to make sure that you have somebody to go back home to, and also your brothers and sisters to your left and right, they go home as well.
Yeah.
That's what it really is about, is mainly maintaining your morality while you're actually doing the duties of your nation's calling.
Wow. And so you spoke about kids. Do you have children?
I do not. I've raised many a children, but none of them are mine.
Oh, wow. Wow. That says a lot about your character in itself. Well, our topic tonight at our Get It Off Your Chest program is going to be on discipline. And from the looks of things, Mr. T tells us that you train and work out and things of that nature. And so I'm very interested in stuff. What does that mean to you, discipline? I mean, you must obviously put that in your life a lot.
So, again, because of my upbringing, I only know of one type of discipline. And as they say in the Army, discipline is key. It's how you actually get through and what actually maintains you structurally. The discipline I received is a more harsher format. Being a personal trainer and a nutritionist and a bodybuilder competitor, I have to face the challenges of not only keeping a strict diet, disciplining myself, but also making sure that, again, leading by example for others to follow. Discipline is more of a self-internal thing. It can be utilized for other people and taught to other people, but it starts with the self first. Yes. So always work on self and maintain self. It's basically another way to put discipline is self-maintenance.
Very good. And so do you think that coming up in a lifestyle of abuse and things of that nature, you're not just born with discipline, you have to, like you said, work at it?
Correct.
Because it's a transition from an abusive situation to wanting to accomplish these goals and be disciplined in your life. I'm proud of you already, and I barely know you. That's pretty awesome. What are your thoughts about leadership? Because I work with a lot of kids within our community that has a lot of trauma, who has been through a lot of abuse. And so, as a leader, I always am interested in somebody who leads like you do and teaches such a skill.
So I learned leadership, true leadership, in the military. In the Army, we actually had a code that and we NCOs had to go by. I was technically a junior NCO as a corporal, but it's an acronym, leadership. LDR SHIP, leadership, which stands for loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. All of those make up what a leader is. But if you truly want to know if you're a good or decent leader, stop exactly what you're doing right then and there. Look over your shoulder behind you. You see all those people following you? That's what makes you a good leader.
Wow.
Leaders lead from the front. Bosses point from the rear. There's a difference between a boss and a leader. Leaders out front, a boss is in the back.
Wow. That's very good. Yes. Anytime you want to jump in, Leanna, you just let me know, darling, because you know Miss Brenda likes to talk.
I know.
What was one of the major sacrifices that you had to make in your life when you decided to join the Army?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No. I was running from my past. I was running from everything, and Uncle Sam said, I have an outlet for you. And I took it.
Wow. So you had a choice. That's good, though. All right. Well, how do you handle right now today? Because I know that type of lifestyle and abuse carries a lot of stress and a lot of baggage and things like that. And so discipline that you now have chosen in your life, how do you deal with the stress versus back then?
So back then, I did not know self-control. I would lash out in a way to say, hey, pay attention to me. And honestly, a lot of children have that. They're not acting out just to act out. They want attention because they have been doing good and they felt like that they have not been getting that acquired attention that they need. So they do wrong because that's the only way you'll pay attention to them. Now they're getting the negative attention instead of the good one. Nowadays, the way I handle all of that is I don't really care. I don't do bad things, so to speak, but I don't try to attention seek or anything of the sort. It's more so My discipline is to keep me in check because I have goals. If I want to meet those goals, I have to go, as the anime says, My Hero Academia, plus ultra, above and beyond. Yes, I'm covered in anime tattoos. I like anime, yes.
So does my niece and nephews.
Posters all over my wall, don't worry.
Yeah.
I am the poster.
Yeah. And a lot of the young people these days, I'm not real sure, but I know that my nieces and them go to this big old thing they have in Houston with anime.
Okay,
So
I'm jealous they get to go to Anime Con.
yeah, so I'm gonna have to.
I'm a
look into
little
that.
jealous too. That costs money. I don't
Oh,
have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's move a little bit forward to your new passion in life. Mr. T's told me a little bit about your new journey and stuff and working out, and you mentioned it just a few minutes ago. So how do you stay in such good shape?
Well, to be fair, round is a shape, so never be ashamed. But I will say that I see a lot of people who work out, and I see a lot of people who are asking, and they're like, "Hey, I want to get in shape," blah blah blah. And I see, my issue is personally, I have integrity issues. I don't like being lied to. I don't like seeing other people lied to. A lot of these influencers on the social medias, the TikToks, they're putting it out there. They're like, "Oh, you can get big like me, by working out," and they're really just injecting stuff into their bodies. They're doing stuff, and they're not being open and honest about it. There are a few who are being open and honest about it. I want to, and I have been, trailblazing a path, showing that everything that they're advertising can actually be done. Just not lying about it, just not being dishonest about it. I have had a lot of relationships because of how the idealism of how I used to look and what I wanted, how I wanted to look at myself in the mirror. So I was like, okay, why don't we use this to an advantage? And so I actually always had the passion of picking up heavy stuff and putting it back down. I like to be the strength. I like to be someone's strong back, so that way they don't have to lift up the heavy burdens. It's what I do. But yes, looking like a California leather couch under a million looms of light where I can't see and nothing but a banana hammock works as well.
Right. Well, I mean, so how often do you work out?
Damn near every day.
Wow.
Obviously, I take Shabbat off. That is the true Sabbath, Saturday, not Sunday. And so that is, the body needs rest.
Yeah.
But in order to achieve my goals, again, I have to go beyond what is my norm.
Wow. So every day you talk about discipline, stress causes a lot of issues for people because when you're self-motivated like that, you can fall off very easily.
I miss ice cream.
Yeah. I am an ice cream person, and I have a lot of stress with what we do, working within the community and a lot of responsibility. So, I get home and Rocky Road, I just pop open and eat half a gallon. And so you're saying you eat ice cream so you can still bodybuild and do all that and cheat and eat ice cream too?
I will say that I love food. So if you're going to eat food and you want to eat food, you got to compensate somehow.
Right. And so do you have a particular diet? I mean, I know that you're going for some goals that Mr. T had mentioned to you. So do you have to feed your body properly to accomplish these goals?
So, for instance, I actually get on stage next Friday. There's a competition, a natural competition in Dallas that I'm actually preparing for as we speak. And unfortunately, I can only have 20 carbs a day. I have to overhydrate, and I have to have a minimum of 300 grams of protein a day. So that is whenever I'm getting ready for show. That's when I have to cut down and I have to count my macros, and it's like, okay, can I have this? Can I have that? What can I not have? I haven't had sugar in a couple of days, so excuse me for being a little bit angry. But normally after a show, we binge, we eat the ice creams, the donuts. We have our blessed Starbucks that we've been missing for months.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, what the goal is. The first time I got on stage, I was having fun. I mean, it cost me a lot, but I was having fun. And then I realized, wait, there's a lot more into this. We actually have to put in work. and I learned from each time I got on stage, each mistake that was made. And now we're to a point where almost got it fully correctly. We'll find out next week. But yeah, if I want to achieve those goals, there's things I know I have to say no. Yes. No.
Right. So you keep speaking about being on stage. What exactly are you going to be doing?
Yes. Yes.
All that.
So what Arnold Schwarzenegger, Phil Heath, and all them did, that's what I'm doing.
Wow.
It's essentially a beauty contest.
With muscles.
Yes, with
Interesting.
muscles.
That's pretty amazing. So what advice would you give the audience to be able to stay focused and accomplish their goals? I mean, you seem pretty level-headed. You seem like you know your direction. But a lot of us start off with these goals, and then we drift off into other directions because we are distracted on everything. How is it a mental thing? Is it to accomplish and keep on focus?
I would say, first of all, worst advice is advice, but I do have suggestions. Mm-hmm. My suggestion to anybody who's actually out there trying to self-discipline, start with a plan. That's where it all begins. What do you want? Start with a dream. Dream, plan, goal. Once you get all those in order, it becomes linear. There's going to be a lot of squiggles on the way to get from point A to point C, but it's about the journey.
Yeah.
Fall down, don't stay down.
Exactly.
Get dirty, don't stay dirty. Get back up. Obviously, you will reach your goal. You just have to have perseverance.
Yeah. Some of my boxing friends tell me the same thing. Reggie Johnson, he's a 3-time world champion friend of ours, and of course Termite. And he says, we get knocked down a lot. We've been banged in the head more than most people, and we just don't stay down there. We have to keep getting up.
I will say this in the spirit of that discipline, because boxing is a type of discipline. All plans go right out the window the moment you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
So I suggest people, because I do teach a class on disciplines. Boxing was one of our favorites that we like to do. Plan to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, life does that. Life will punch you in the face.
Absolutely.
Hard.
Yeah.
So plan to get punched in the face. If you know it's going to happen, don't anticipate the command, but expect it. Because it may not hurt that badly.
Yeah. And you learn a lot from it as well.
Jumping a little bit back into the youth, what discipline advice do you have for preteens and teens, since that's mostly what we're made of?
So I would say for the youth, stay focused. I know there's a lot of distractions out there. The TikToks, the social medias, the pressures of people older, and the pressures of the little squirts looking up at y'all. I do understand that. Believe it or not, I was there. But I would say stay focused. You got to have your eyes on some type of prize to get you there. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to rest. It's okay to observe your surroundings. But y'all's main focus should be getting y'all's schooling and education, or getting ready for whatever your goal in life is to be. And the reason for that is because you all are the future. Have you seen what's going on around you all in the world today?
Crazy.
A lot.
For children, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but for children like y'all need to understand that the world is scary because people before us don't care about you. And I will actually be the one brutally honest to say, no one cares about you. You have to care about you first.
Amen.
So once you care about you first, then you can worry about your person to your left and your right. The government's not going to take care of you. If you believe in the government, honey, you're being lied to. Okay? The government's not going to save you. Y'all have to get yourself prepared to take over, because y'all time is next.
Yeah.
They're literally destroying the world around y'all, and I know that's scary, and I'm not trying to scare y'all, but I will be brutally honest, because y'all need that harsh reality check. No one's going to give it to you. So
Stay strong in what you're doing already, girl. You're already learning to be a leader.
Talking about a little bit of the military as well, do you think that's a good pathway for 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds getting ready for life?
Remember, there's thousands of people watching.
I would say this. It is an honor when any of y'all make the choice to join the military. By all means. There are a lot of benefits. I am still reaping a lot of the benefits from all the silly stuff I did in Uncle Sam's name. Benefits are a good thing. I did good things, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. But I would say that I pray and wish that that's not everyone's first option. And the reason for that is because, yes, don't let it be a last option, but don't also let it be a first option. Let it be an option, okay? It is always an honor to serve because you are doing something greater and being a part of something greater than yourself as you would want to be. So I would say that if you want to serve, serve. Just be actual DOD, not Coast Guard. Kidding.
Kidding.
Just whatever branch you want to serve in, know what you want to do. Some people, they do it for life. I honestly had the intention of doing it for life until I was in DC and politics was like, go home. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
So make sure that you have something else you want to do because you may not want to deal with Uncle Sam for the rest of your life for 20 years. But 17-year-old, you do 20 years for Uncle Sam, you're only 37. You have the rest of your life ahead of you. Guess what you're going to do? Sit back? No, there's so much more you can do at 37. Have another career in mind. That's why I said, let it be an option. It may not be your first option. Don't be a last resort. Let it be an option. Know what you want.
Okay, so pushing back the military, what if like a teen wants to become a bodybuilder? How would they step up to do that?
First of all, I would suggest in them understanding what they're getting into. Bodybuilding is a career path of beauty. There are high beauty standards. And I would definitely suggest them to be mindful of their body dysmorphia because anybody and everybody who's in bodybuilding has body dysmorphia. It is a mental illness. It does cause problems. So,
and what exactly does that mean?
Body dysmorphia, what that is you have issues with the person or the thing, as you would quote, in the mirror, staring back at you.
Oh, yeah.
You hate the way that looks. And that is a massive problem. Mm-hmm. And honestly, a lot of youth and actually young adults suffer from this. Yeah. So for somebody who's trying to get into the bodybuilding world, acknowledge that you have body dysmorphia. It's okay. We all do. We all have issues with the way we look. Understand and accept that you are beautiful. No matter what, you are beautiful. Now, pick up that heavy thing, put down the ice cream, go to work.
Yeah. One of my dearest friends, I don't know if you've ever heard of her, her name is Tina Chandler. She's Miss 4-time Olympia. And that woman has a body just to die for. And her husband is Carl DeSeta, and he is an actor in New York. And so we get the pleasure of having some of these folks come here, and she's come to several of our events. But yeah, she told me the training that is involved in, winning something, a top Olympia position.
Yes.
Had to be some incredible discipline that she had to do.
It takes a lot. Like I said, I love food. Like everyone's asking me is like, okay, when you get off stage, what's the one meal you want to get? Sorry if I take a little time. But the one thing I want when I get off stage is a chocolate peanut butter s'more pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, I ate some pretty weird things, but that's nasty.
Yeah.
Listen,
Hold
I
on.
like Cool Ranch Doritos with chocolate pudding, so.
See? But see, it's the chocolate, it's the peanut butter, it's the melted marshmallow in the middle, graham cracker, chocolate, all wrapped in dough, deep fried.
Oh, okay, so there's no pepperoni and cheese.
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
I'd eat it.
No.
So
Yes.
after you eat all of that, and
Sugar coma.
you go on a binge. Is there a requirement time before you can go do the next show?
It's personal preference.
Yeah, you just stay in shape and you can go to the next show and do that again.
So I will say this, feeding off of your question as well as to answer yours. There are a few people who get on stage and they cheat. What I mean by they cheat, they have the genetics. It's just so rude. Like, You were born sculpted. That is rude. Literally watch you pound 2 pounds of ice cream, cookies, and donuts, and you still look like that? Rude.
Jealous of high metabolism, always.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Like,
that's
how can you eat all that and be freaking thin?
Yeah.
yes.
Makes me mad.
Believe it or not, before I joined the military, I was that kid. I was 87 pounds, soaking wet, 40 and 4'7". When I graduated from basic and AIT, which was OSET for the infantry, I was only 5'4" and 136 pounds.
Wow.
So, and now I'm 5'10", 205.
Wow.
I haven't grown in 6 years.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Scott, getting to meet people that has the structure of knowing where they're going, being able to lead yourself into this arena with self-confidence and, and accomplishing these goals. And I think more of our youth need to see that, because so many of their lives are chaotic, and so many of their lives, especially in small communities, are struggling with these issues. So to have somebody like you come on our program, it gives them hope. I mean, I know that it may sound crazy, but knowing that you had the same type of background, knowing that you have been through it, and know that at the end of that rainbow, they can have muscles and they can be on stage and they can work out. And so we thank you for, coming and taking the time to do this. And like I said, we appreciate your service, and, it means a lot. And so, would you like to close with anything else, Elena? Anything else, Mr. Scott?
I'm happy with what I said.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to leave us with? And so, what is your next thing? So you're going to San Antonio, you said? Dallas. And so, how many people are you competing against?
I don't know. This is my first time doing a natural show. I'm used to being on stage next to a bunch of ogres, and now I'm going to be standing on stage next to people like me, and they're probably going to look at me like I'm the ogre. So,
yeah. Well, we wish you all the luck, and we hope you win. And what exactly do you win in these competitions?
So, if I win, I get a chance to compete again, hopefully the very next day, which will be Saturday, for what is known as a pro card. When you get your pro card, then you start doing other competitions where we're talking the minimum payouts $10K.
Dang.
And they go up to hundreds and sometimes $1 million pots, and depending on the competition where you go.
Wow.
Sky's the limit.
That's impressive.
You gotta do an anime outro. You gotta look at the camera.
Right. Well, we want to thank you again so much for coming, and we hope you join us over at our Get It Off Your Chest program, because I know some kids will be excited to ask you probably some of the same questions we asked you tonight. So anyway, thank you again, and we hope that you come back and visit us again.
Absolutely.
Well, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight to our Breaking the Chains podcast. Leanna, thank you for doing such a great job, honey. We always enjoy having you. Thank you, and we'll see you soon on Breaking the Chains.